two things. One, we do have a journal. It's called the Journal of Hip Hop Studies. We're on Facebook. You can like us. Anthony, he's one of our editors. I think Don, I've been trying to get Don to come over, be one of our editors as well, man. We'll hook it up. But the point being is that it is a collective body of scholars around the country, particularly here in the U.S., who are interested in looking at these critical issues. And so we have editors who look at stuff under gender, because gender is a big issue. I mean, I think Don said it right. So yeah, we down on Emmett Till, but it's okay. We keep talking about pussy, vaginas, and dicks and holes, and just keep referring to women that way. I mean, part of the mechanics of oppression is that it creates systems and structures that help the people that are actually being oppressed become tools and instruments for oppression themselves on their own selves. And so media is a powerful tool for that. And again, going back to this critical element, we have to begin to do that. So this is what the Journal of Hip Hop Studies is doing. It's a broad expanse. I mean, I think one of the arguments particularly when Arizona created a hip hop studies minor was that, hip hop is going to be this easy subject matter. It's going to be this real small, body of people that, they're not going to really be academically rigorous in this trend. I mean, I remember Mark Lamont Gill had this whole special on the Huntington Post Live, where he was, this one guy was just like, look, hip hop it's an easy subject, so students aren't even going to be challenged by that. It's like, come on, man. I mean, the idea automatically that this is an easy thing, and that I would argue, obviously, against that hip-hop is a broader study, a critical body that looks at things a lot critically. And so I encourage you guys to check us out. We'll hopefully have our first issue online looking at a broad variety of issues. And again, I'm going to stick to my guns looking at, that's my little girl in the background, sorry, she's involved in this too. Plus she's sick today, and so I'm staying home with her. But all that to say, I will say we have to keep our critical lens up.
There was a hand up in the front, and then there was a hand back here. So we'll go with the hand. Was there a hand here? Okay, there. Okay, so you were the hand. There was a hand. This one's been up for a while. This one's been up for a while. Okay, there you go. We'll have this hand, and then I saw this one, and then this one.
Hi, I'm 15. I'm a freshman in high school, and my high school is probably considered one of the most radical high schools in Minnesota, which isn't saying very much, but I'm wondering how we're supposed to start a conversation about race and white supremacy and, specifically the Harlem Shake or anything related to that in class when there's so much ignorance around, and how that
Word.
kind
of. I would say first, sit in a circle, and I really mean that. I believe circles can heal, or just organically and naturally. I feel like if your students and your teacher is in the circle, collectively. And someone literally just throws out a word, and then have like a one-sentence response to that word. How is your relationship with that word? It could be white, it could be black. I'm saying the words could be white, it could be black, it could be a privilege, it could be father, it could be love, it could be whatever, and just abstractly start a conversation like that. It does not have to be the textbook approach, turn to page this, and let's talk about this, and then there's a test tomorrow. It doesn't have to be like that. So I think circles help, and I think asking questions, and I think listening. So yeah, that's what I would say.
The YWCA has a whole program dedicated to that, so I would say reach out to them.
To the brother in the back, I probably never ever would have thought of chicken noodle soup for the rest of my life. I vaguely remember the cut, but I probably would have killed myself if I played it. So, but like you said, the songs that you hear in your youth, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, those are the songs that are gonna be with you for the rest of your life. So for me, when I was growing up, it was NWA, It's Too Short, EPMD, Run DMC, BDP, you know, so we will never forget, because that was our youth, and we'll never forget the songs that were part of our youth. And I feel bad that chicken noodle soup is part of your youth. You know what I'm saying? If you grew up with what we grew up with, I think it would have been a lot better. You know, and I really loved Daniel's comment with the country grammar thing, because I do remember from that point on, it became pop. And I remember that. I remember I broke that record at a show, and I threw it into the audience, and I played Boys in the Hood by NWA right after it. And people were like, why did he just do that? You know what I'm saying? So as DJs, that's the type of message we can send to the audience. I don't know if we lost Dawn there, but is that radical moves like that, you know what I mean? But the listener has a responsibility too, as well as the person that's doing it or playing it. The listener should dissect, yo, this is whack, man. You know, I'm not gonna support this. Like, we're so quick to not, like back when the early 90s, when the Headshots era was here in Minnesota, like people would get booed off stage. We were not afraid to boo people off stage, like, yo, get the hell out, this is whack. Like, right in the middle of their set. Now it's like, oh man, that's dope, dude, you know, you killed it, man, you know. We're all too afraid to say if something's whack or something's fresh or not, is what I'm seeing. Like, it's hard for me to get out to local shows, man. Like, yo, I'm doing a show up the Red Sea out there, man, I built the Red Sea. You know, like, it's something, the game has become really saturated, and I don't have all the answers, you know what I mean? But, yeah, especially in Minneapolis, it's segregated, I mean, you know, you go to one show, it's all white kids. You go to another show, it's all black kids. And, you know, I don't have to name names, but it's like that. I have eyes, people have ears, and we witness these things. Does anyone else have something to say about, or any question?
There was a hand here, and then there was a hand here first, so. Oh,
I want to make sure I just said something.
Okay, sorry. So there's that.
Getting the conversation started at school. The one thing that I'll add is, in terms of creating a groundwork for that conversation, I work with a lot of different schools all over the United States, and people they feel really good about starting the conversation, but then if there's not a structure for continuing the conversation, then it's a waste of our time, in the sense that before even contacting the YWCA, which I echo that point, and before having our sit down in our circle, we need to create a coalition of people in our school. So figure out who your allies are. Who are the people who are on your side, who are gonna fight with you to have these conversations, so that then you have people to support you in that work and to make sure that the work continues. Because if it's a one-day talk, like so often schools wanna check a box when talking about this stuff, if that's all it is, then it's a complete waste of everyone's time. And so that's where I would say start even before the circle and before the YWCA is figure out who your allies are, teachers, administrators, students, community members, any people who are your allies, get them on board and get them organized around having that conversation.
Ask your best friend. There's a person back here, and then there's a person here.
My name is Lisa. I am actually one of those 7 and 10 brand new white teachers teaching a 3rd and 4th grade class, Roseville School District. And I want to give a shout out to the young lady in the front. First thing she said, she's 15, but that doesn't define her at all with the type of thinking and question that she asked, which a lot of the feedback I was looking for actually has been said. But I do want to take advantage, I guess, and use this opportunity to get some questions, some more resources to learn more about how hip-hop can help my students, how I can learn about that more, and also just some of the questions I can ask them about this Harlem Shake. I'll let you know, a lot of my kids are interested in it, and they were begging me, can we earn time to watch the Harlem Shake video? So they earned it in my math class. A lot of them were able to critique it in certain ways, saying like it was nasty, but that's about the worst that they could say about it, that was nasty, just like the over-sexualization of it. But they didn't have the language to talk about it as cultural appropriation, so I'm wondering if there's a way to that I can help bridge that gap, that any of you have had experience doing already, since so many of you all work with youth. And I did show them the video of the real Harlem Shake that was at the bottom of Mr. McGuire's article as well.